Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to estimate fraction. For example, this is my problem that I was given and I'm supposed to estimate the answer to this problem. First of all, let me review the purpose of estimation. The purpose of estimation is to make this very difficult looking problem a lot easier to work with. Therefore, it is always encouraged that you should estimate before you actually solve for the problem. Don't try to solve for it using fractions first and then estimate the answer. It kind of defeats the purpose. You want to estimate first at the very beginning. Okay, so there are a couple of ways that we can estimate fractions. You can use the number line, or you can also draw models. I personally prefer models, and I'm going to show you how to use models in order to help you and see if you agree with me or not. Okay, so I always look at the fraction part and I draw myself a KitKat bar. Here's my KitKat bar. The denominator tells me how many pieces I need to cut this KitKat bar into, and I need to cut this into 6 pieces. I am trying to cut this into equal 6 pieces. The numerator tells me how many pieces I have. So here are my 3 pieces into my numerator. The middle to this, or what's half of it, is right here. So the idea is that if we have about the middle right here, then we're gonna up it once. It's closer to 1. Notice how we don't have a whole number here. That means we have 0 wholes. From 0 to 1, this fraction right here is about right here. It's in the middle. It's right in the middle. So because of that, we say it is closer to 1. Therefore, when I round it, I'm going to round it to 1. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this fraction right here. I'm not going to look at the 2 at the moment, but this fraction actually gets to decide what that 2 is going to become. So I'm just going to be drawing the fraction piece. So here's my KitKat bar again. I actually prefer to draw the exact same size KitKat bar to begin with. But notice how this denominator is different. So this denominator says 3. So how many sections should I be dividing this KitKat bar into? 3 pieces. How many pieces do you have? 1 out of 3. So you shade in 1 out of 3. Now let's look at the middle. What's in the middle right here? The middle's right there. Here's my number line. I start with this whole number, and my next number is 1 up from this whole, so it's approaching 3. Okay, so based on my shaded region right here, if this is 2.5, okay, just like here, this is 2.5 right here, 2.5, or it can also be labeled as 2.5 like that. Okay, if this area is 2.5, this right here is not quite 2.5 yet. So because of that, I say it is closer to 2. Is 2. So now, as you can see, this is the reason why I estimate. I ended up with a 1 whole and a 2 whole. These two numbers are a lot easier for me to add than these fractions. So that is why I estimated before I actually added the fractions, and now when you add, you will get 3, and that is your answer. Just look at the fraction part and draw the model for it. The one thing that you want to be careful about is when you're dividing your pieces according to the denominator, make sure you're dividing them almost equally. Because when you don't, so for example, if I was going back to this problem and this was my model for 1/3, instead of cutting them in equal pieces, I'm doing this, okay? Now I also cut this KitKat bar into 3 pieces, but they're not equal. So what ends up happening is when we're looking for that middle section, your eyes are gonna go right there, and you're gonna think to yourself, oh, okay, so I have 1 out of 3. But that doesn't make sense because this 1 piece is a lot bigger than these 2 pieces. And it's even more than half of this KitKat bar. It makes no sense. if me and you, we were both hungry and we were both fighting over the pieces of this Kit Kat bar, this piece is very unfair. We want to make all of our pieces equal, just like this one or like this one. This is a non-example. Okay, so good luck, guys. I hope that helps you with rounding or estimating fractions.